Hello all, how are you? I hope you all are doing well and you all are studying. Today we have come up with the project guidelines. Now many of you were talking about the project guidelines. They needed the guidance, they needed the assistance in that. So today we are here with the project guidelines. But before that, let me just share a quotation with you before commencing the session. That is the Now this quote is our mission. This quote is our goal. The quote goes that if the poor boy cannot come to education, education must go to him, as said by Swami Vivekananda. So that would be the mission. That this quote is actually our mission. We want this, right? And for that, we need to be together. We need to work hard. Let us just get started with the today's thing. That is about the project guidelines. So the first thing you people should be knowing, you people should be understanding that what is a project and why project should be taken so seriously. See, understand you have to take the things very seriously. In the previous session also, we have encouraged only the serious students over here. Those who are here who are not hardworking, do not want to work hard, who do not want anything in their lives to be accomplished, they may drop the idea right away. We want the serious persons, and that is the basic ambition of Ignou also. So, what is a project and why project should be taken seriously? See, the theoretical background of various courses, like we go through variety of theory things. So why do we go with the theory things? Because it is going to provide you with the necessary foundation. आपका base बनता है. You get ready. You are being prepared. Your principles and practices to develop effective ways to solve the computing problems. So that is why theory is being involved. Not only in Ignou, but it is in any university. If you are enrolled in any university, this is the basic ambition. Then the hands-on experience which is gained through the practical courses. Now practical sessions are also involved. Why they are so involved? Because the hands-on experience that you are going to gain through these practical sessions is going to provide you the knowledge to work with various programming languages and contemporary tools. Likewise, the object of the project work is to develop the quality software solution. In addition, you may also do a project in the latest areas. This is being encouraged. आपको latest areas के अंदर ही बनाना चाहिए. Whichever area you are interested in. If somebody is interested in cryptography or cyber security, somebody is interested in let me just say in ethical hacking, somebody is interested in machine learning, anything that is being booming in the today's world, that topic you have to select. That is the objective of the project. And the project work should compulsorily include the software development. The S this SDLC? Just a second. SDLC, software development life cycle. Now, whatever the steps that are being involved in software development life cycle that you have to include, you must include these things in your projects. Then the physical installations or configuring the LAN, WAN or the projects or the study of the systems which do not involve the software development. जिसमें software development especially this cycle, ये आपको पहले ही guidelines में mention कर दिया है. If in any project these steps are not being involved, the cycle is not being involved, they are strictly not allowed. So you have to keep these points in mind before getting started with the project. Then approval of the project proposal is mandatory to continue. You have to get the approval of the proposal and then you have to submit the project work. So prepare your project proposal strictly as per the guidelines. Disapproval of the project proposal leads to loss of your valuable time. So to avoid this loss, you have to take your proposal preparation very seriously. And you have to consult for every point, whichever thing you are having your doubt, you can consult your project guide, your supervisor, or this Swarup Gorai YouTube channel as well, right? So that is why you are advised to take this project work very seriously. So that was my first question. Why to take it very seriously? You have to take this very seriously because you are putting certain efforts, and these efforts would be considered as a 6 months experience in any software companies when you are going. So you have to think that the topics that you are going to select should be complex, and they should be complex, and they should be large enough to justify your MC, or you can say any project, BCMC, any project, right? Please do not repeat the topic undertaken at a BCA level. Supposedly, if you have done something at a BCA level, that should not be repeated at your MCA level. The project should be genuine, and it should be original, and it should not be copied from anywhere else. This has been mentioned before only, and you have to be very serious while taking these things into consideration. You should not copy anything from anywhere else. You have to use your own ideas. Then, if found copied, the project report will be forwarded to the exam discipline committee of the university as an unfair means case. Similarly, you have to take these points in consideration when you are preparing your assignments also. Assignments में भी आप लोग को फेल कर दिया जा रहा है, फेल कर दिया जाएगा इफ द सिमिलर असाइनमेंट हम लोग देखते हैं, आप लोग कभी कहीं से कॉपी कर रहे हैं, कभी कहीं से बाय कर ले रहे हैं, और एग्जैक्टली सिमिलर आप सब लोग 8-10 लोगों का सिमिलर होता है. सो दैट वुड फॉल इन एन अनफेयर मीन्स, एंड you people would not be getting good marks in the assignments as well. So always make it a habit that you keep these things in your mind, and I wish you all the success in preparation of the projects, right? So that was the first thing you have to keep in mind. Then the next thing, what is the calendar for the project? When you are preparing the project, there is a calendar, and that calendar you have to keep in your mind. See, first step is that submission of the guide's biodata. As you can see, you have to select your own guide, and you have to select a sound guide. So that you have to select, and the project proposal that you have to submit to the regional director of your regional center, that means to a particular RC. This has to be done twice a year as shown below, 1st of April to 30th June, or 1st of October to 31st December. This should be the strategy. Once you have submitted your proposal, you have to wait for the approval. The approval you are going to receive 30 days after the project proposal is received. Then, submission of the project report. One copy is bound to given to the RC. One copy you have to keep it to yourself also. One copy, keep it with yourself for future references, right? These things you have to keep in mind. Now, when are you going to submit your project report? This is again twice a year, because we have 1st of July to 30th September for project proposals that have been approved during this, जो इस slot में approve हो चुके हैं, उन्हें project जो है project report देना होगा 1st of July to 30th September, और 1st of January to 31st March जिनके project proposals have been approved during 1st of October and to 31st December. Now, once you have given and everything is going very fine, then a viva voce has to be conducted. When it is going to be conducted, it would be conducted in the month of May or July for the project reports that are being submitted from 1st of January to 31st of March, or in the month of November or January for the project reports that are submitted during 1st of July to 30th September slot. So you have to first select the topic, you have to first select the guide who is sound enough, who is capable enough to prepare you build the things. And again, I am saying, in order to prepare yourselves, we have in the previous session, we have mentioned that we are going to have a training, which is a 5 days training where you will be going to have 10 hours rigorous exercises, 10 hours rigorous practice, and 10 hours rigorous training on the machine learning and AI. So do not miss it at any cost. If you are interested in getting the certificates, you have to pay 100 rupees, and if you are not interested, you can get the free training without certificates also. That is whole soul your choice. But I think in order to help yourselves, when you have to prepare a project, you must attend that level 1 training. And again, we have a level 2 training, and level 2 specially, now this training is open to all. ऐसा नहीं है कि ये ट्रेनिंग एक के लिए ओपन है दूसरे के लिए ओपन नहीं है. द ट्रेनिंग इज ओपन टू ऑल, बट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट दिस training we are focusing on Ignou students, mostly the Ignou students, because they feel very cornered. They feel every time they fail to do the things very properly. That is why we are going to give them importance, and according to their schedule we have kept it in the month of August, क्योंकि जून में उनके एग्जाम्स हैं, जुलाई में assignments etc, जुलाई में practicals etc, and they would be done with the things. So in the month of August they would be ready for the projects, and they would be ready for level 2. So you must attend that in order to help yourselves, right? Then there is a proforma. Now that proforma you can get through the site, Ignou site, the proforma for the approval of the project proposal, which has to be duly filled and signed by both the student and the project guide with the date. Then what is the biodata of the project guide? That also you have to send to Ignou with his or her signature and date. So you have to find your proper guide. We can also be your guide, no problem in that, but there our biodata and our signatures and dates would be required to be submitted. Please also attach the certified copy of the proof of identity of the guide. So they want the certified copy, so you need the certificates also of the guides. Then the synopsis of the project proposal. When you are submitting the project proposal for the very first time, you have to give the synopsis. What is the synopsis? What is what is being contained in your project? आपके project में है क्या, करना क्या है? And that should be of 14 to 18 pages. Then a self-addressed envelope with duly affixed postage stamps that has to be sent by ordinary post only, right? There is a note. At any given point of time, a guide should not provide the guidance for more than 5 MCA students of Ignou. At one time, a guide can only guide only 5 students, and if your project proposal is not approved, then the suggestions given for reformulating the projects must be incorporated in the new project proposal. Whenever you are presenting a new project proposal, you have to reformulate the project, and that has to be incorporated over there only. And if your project proposal is approved, that is very good, then the suggestions given for reformulating must be incorporated in the final project. Otherwise, the project may be rejected at any stage of evaluation. You have to keep these things in your mind. If you have a pen and a paper, you should also write down the notes of these things, right? What are the stages? What stages you are going to go through, and how would be your approach? Then, on approval of your project proposal, you must perform a thorough analysis, design, implementation, and testing of your project. Then, violation of the guidelines will lead to the rejection of the project. Then, what are the introduction and objectives of the project? So the objective of the project is to help the student develop the ability to apply the theoretical and practical tools to solve the real life problems which are related to any industry, academic institutions, or research laboratories. After the completion of the project work, the student would be able to describe the SDLC, just now I've mentioned, the software development life cycle. He or she would be able to evaluate the system requirements, would be able to complete a problem definition, would be able to evaluate a definition, would determine how to collect the information to determine the requirements, would work on data collection methods for fact finding, would construct and evaluate different analysis models. For examples, you must involve DFDs or ERDs in your project, because it should be an object oriented approach for your project development. You have to draw different UML diagrams to represent the analysis and design. Then the process description should be in the form of structured English or decision tables or decision trees. You have to evaluate the alternate tools for analysis process. You have to create and evaluate the graphical tools, for example, the flowcharts, the transition diagrams. Then decide the software requirement specifications and hardware specifications. Plan the design phase of SDLC. Distinguish between logical and physical requirements, then evaluate outputs, then design the validity checks, then evaluate the file structures to include these indexes, etc. Things, these things are being expected from you. All of these things are being expected from you in your projects. So if you have not involved any of these things, you might face that your project is not approved. So you have to keep these things in your mind. So the first step is you have to select a topic and a suitable guide. Then you have to prepare the project proposal in consultation with the project guide. Then you have to submit the project proposal along with the necessary documents to the RC of the concerned people. Then receipt of the project approval from the RC concerned that you are going to get. Then you have to carry out the project work. Then you have to prepare the project report. You have to submit it to the regional director of the RC concerned. And then you have to appear for viva voce as per intimation by the regional director. So these are certain steps of the entire projects that you have to do. Then, points to remember while you are preparing your project proposal. So, just now we have mentioned that synopsis should be of 15 to 20 pages and it should be covering the following points. There should be the title of the project, then introduction and the objectives of the project, then the project category. Is it RDBMS? Is it OOPS, networking, AI, expert system, machine learning, data science, image processing, mobile computing? ऐसा वो सब चीजें जो आपके recent trends में fall करता है. Mind it, recent trends अगर आपने नहीं select करे तो भी possibility है. Possibility क्या? 100% chance है that your project would not be accepted. Then, what are the tools, what are the platforms, what are the hardware and software requirement specifications that you want? Then, you have to define your problem, the requirement specifications and the technical specifications you have to give, and you have to complete the scheduling with the help of the Gantt charts and PERT charts, right? Then, if this is the problem, what is the solution to your problem and what is the scope of the solution? That also you have to discuss in your projects. Then, the analysis. There are certain data models like 0, 1, 2 levels, complete ER diagrams, cardinality, what cardinality is being used, activity diagram, class diagram, state diagrams, etc. models as per your project requirements. This you have to involve, right? Then a complete database and tables detail with the primary and foreign keys and the proper constraints that are involved in the fields. Then a complete structure would have the number of modules and the description that you have given to the estimation of the students' efforts along with the proper logic to each module. हर एक module में the proper logic should be given. Then the data structures as per the requirements, then the logic, then the implementation methodology, and then the list of reports that are likely to be generated, right? The overall network architecture, if required, you can involve it. Then the implementation of security mechanisms at various levels has to be involved. What is the future scope and further enhancement of your project, right? And then we have a bibliography. right? In bibliography also, in resources also, if you have completed the training, you can involve that thing also. You can attach that thing also, that we have done the training from this sources, and we have the knowledge to verify our projects. We have the knowledge, this should be attached so that the projects have has some weight in it. It should be showing that you have done it by yourself, and you have done it. Yeah, you have to do it yourselves. We would be helping you out, you have to do it yourselves. और उसी की तैयारी कराने के लिए, उसी की प्रिपरेशन कराने के लिए, we have told you that we are going to launch a training, right? That would be in certain levels. So you have to join it, and you have to spread this message also to as many people as you can, so that it should be done at a vast scale. Then that is all. These things, these points you have to keep in mind while you are preparing the project proposal. Then you should attach a copy of CD also, that should be containing the executable files of the complete project. Complete project along with all these things that I have been mentioning. I think you must have noted down also. If you have yet not noted, start noting the points. Start noting down the points. Right, and along with those points you have to attach a copy of the CD also, along with the copy of the offline thing. You have to provide the CD also, which is going to have the executable files of the entire project. Then a very important point over here, if two students have been allowed to work on a project, supposedly if two students have decided to work on a project, the project synopsis and the project reports by them must include different modules. They should not be having the similar modules. Similarity या यू कैन से इग्नू में अगर आप चीटिंग कर रहे हैं, जो आप इतना ज्यादा करने की कोशिश करते हैं, वो अलाउड ही नहीं है. इस वजह से आप फेल होते हैं, आप निराश होते हैं, जबकि पहले ही आपको मेंशन कर दिया जा रहा है, पहले ही गाइडलाइंस में इट हैज बीन स्पेसिफिकली मेंशन्ड दैट no copies, no cheats are allowed here, right? So each student must submit a separate project proposal and separate project reports related to his on her modules. Are you getting the points? आप लोग समझ रहे हैं मैं क्या बोलना चाह रही हूँ? अगर आपके प्रोजेक्ट का टाइटल सिमिलर भी है, हो सकता है दो बच्चे एक साथ काम कर रहे हैं और उन लोग का टॉपिक सिमिलर है, लेकिन उसमें जो मॉड्यूल्स आप इंक्लूड करेंगे ना, वो डिफरेंट होने चाहिए. कोड जो इंक्लूड करेंगे वो आपके खुद के बने हुए होने चाहिए. Completely identical projects, synopsis or project reports are not allowed. This has been mentioned here in bold only. It is not allowed. Only introductory and possibly the concluding remarks should be similar or common. Each student has to undergo all the phases or the stages of SDLC, and in case both students must attach the same things, the prior recommendation obtained from the MCA project coordinator along with the synopsis should be sent to the RC concerned for evaluation. A single copy of the synopsis comprising of the work of two or more students shall not be entertained. This is being mentioned every time. And violation of these guidelines may lead to rejection of the projects at any stage, जो होता भी है, बाद में पछताइएगा नहीं. Right, so we are warning you before only. This is a sort of warning for you all. Do not copy every time we have meant it, and we really mean it, right? Then analysis. Just now we have told you that you have to do the analysis. So in project planning, you have to include the complete cost estimation and the project scheduling. The cost and efforts estimation should be done with the functional point or the similar needs. It should be you should be including the PERT charts or the Gantt charts. You may know that SRS document is one of the important documents of your projects. The indicators of the document is whether you have used some of the standardizations or the international standardizations or not, that you have to include. Then the project analysis for DBMS or application development projects should contain the ER diagrams, DFDs, data dictionaries. So you should include these with the following requirements. However, for other categories of projects, you should prepare the class diagrams, UML diagrams, behavioral models, state transition diagrams, and the details of variety of data structures that you are involving, right? So these are the things that you have to involve that I have just mentioned in the previous slide also. Then, as far as coding is concerned, in the coding phase of software development, you have to include different activities like refining the algorithms, like individual components, transferring the algorithms into the programming languages, translating the logical model into physical one, and you have to do the syntactical correctness of the algorithms. You should include comments and descriptions in the codes, and you should use the standardization in the codes, right? Comments, you should have comments with the functional descriptions that what is being included in the input, output, or the total functions. In the standardization, you should be using the naming convention of the variable and functions, nested depth. The more depth would be there, the more complexity would be there, the more heavy would be your project, right? Then error handling, that should be done, and the conditional checking. Then parameter passing and calling should be involved, and how you are going to optimize your codes. Security mechanisms has to be involved, that how the integrity authorization according to the requirements and needs of the system is being maintained. And also you have to maintain the database level security, the use of views, use of revoke and grant, and user access rights, right? Then as far as your testing phase is concerned, in testing, now you everyone is aware that it is a process of devising a set of inputs. You have to give the inputs to the piece of the software that you have created, and that will cause the software to exercise some of the portion of its code. The developer of the software can check if the results produced by the software are in accordance to his or her expectations or not, and it includes the number of activities like if you are correcting it syntactically, semantically, erroneous systems components, then detecting as many errors as possible and ensuring that you have to do, right? You have to test it, and you have to test it very finely, and you have to detect as many errors as possible, and you have to assure that the system implementation is going to fulfill the system specifications. Understand, everyone over here, you should understand that in your project you should be ensuring the quality, the efficiency, the reliability of the software, which is being measured by the testing methodology and techniques. Then while you are going to report generation, while you are preparing your reports, you should keep these things in mind, that the project report should include something with the sample reports for ready reference. There should be screen layouts, screenshots, screen dumps for various screens and interfaces, and they should be placed in the proper order in the project report for ready reference. जो भी देख रहा है, imagine that he or she is a layman, and you have to understand, you have to make him understand, you have to teach him in such a way that the screenshots with each and every code would be given there. और वो आप तभी कर पाओगे जब आपको जो आप कर रहे हो आपको खुद से भी समझ में आया हुआ है. If you know it yourself, only then you can explain it to the second person, otherwise you would fail there only. Then the organization of the project report. So the report organization is going to improve the professional attitude of writing reports. So what you have to emphasize on the प्रॉपर बाइंडिंग. बिल्कुल भी प्रोजेक्ट के में आप ये मत करिए कि मैं इस तरह का पेपर ले लूँ, उस तरह का पेपर ले लूँ. दिस इज एक्चुअली गोइंग टू शो योर जेन्युइनिटी, योर सीरियसनेस, हाउ सीरियस यू आर वाइल यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग द प्रोजेक्ट. शुरू से मैं ये बात बोल रही हूँ, यू हैव टू टेक द प्रोजेक्ट वेरी सीरियसली. सो हाउ सीरियस you are is being also told, or it is also being expected, or it has been known from the paper quality that you are using, from the type of binding that you are using. So mind it that you involve all these things with a good thing, like everything should be very proper, very impactful, right? So the cover page, the page numbering, the organization of the content, the proper printouts of the text and images should be so perfect that the person should not reject, should not be in fall in that condition, should not fall in that position to reject your project. Then the viva voce. In this component of evaluation, we are actually evaluating the students to get chance to present their knowledge and skill to the expert. Other than the questions related to the project related areas and the courses contents, the students may be requested to show the demo of the project. That could also be done during your Viva voce only. वाइवा में आपसे ये भी बोला जाता है that please demonstrate your project. Also, you may be told to write certain portions of the code for a problem to demonstrate your coding capabilities. While appearing for Viva voce, along with the project report, the student needs to carry the identical copy of the CD of the executable files that has he or she has submitted at the time of project report only. मैंने पहले ही बताया आपको क्या क्या components submit करने हैं, उसी के साथ आपको एक CD देना है. Keep one copy of your CD with yourself and that you have to take with you at the time of your project report submission, right? Proceeding further, then there would be project evaluation. See, project report is evaluated for 150 marks. It's a very crucial, it's too much. Marks is bearing a lot many things. And the Viva voce is for 50 marks. That means total 200 marks. Viva voce is compulsory and it is a part of evaluation only. And a student, in order to be declared successful in the project, for example, here I've taken MCS MCSP 232, they must secure, but this is for all only, but they must secure 40% marks in each component. What is the component? Project evaluation and then Viva voce, right? So getting the points, you are getting the 40% marks you have to get in this 150 marks also, and 40% you have to get in the 50 marks also. Okay? So passing in both the components is compulsory, that is compulsory. This is mandatory. If a student submitted the project report as per the schedule but he or she fails to attend the Viva, then again the project is incomplete and he or she has to contact the RC concerned. Student will be duly intimated about Viva voce by a letter from the regional director of the concerned RC. Viva voce will be held at the RC concerned, right? In no case Viva voce would be conducted at the workplace or the residence of the examiner. It would be conducted in face-to-face mode only, right? So kindly buckle up yourself and ensure that you are using fair means, no unfair means. And मैंने पिछले सेशन में भी बोला, there is no need to take shortcuts. We are going by very fair means and we will go with the fair means, right? So this is the sample cover page of the project report. इस तरीके से आपको मिल जाएगा आपका certificate once you are done with the project, right? So particularly in this lecture, or you can say in this discussion, in this sort of discussion, I have tried to cover the entire points that you people were asking. I have tried to cover all the points and I hope that I have not missed any points, but these are the certain crucial points that you people do not understand and you keep asking the same things, and it would happen because you have to understand what is a project and why we are doing it, how it is to be done is something next. आपसे पहले पूछा जाता है what is your name, ऐसे नहीं पूछा जाता है how is your name, why is your name, right? So first you should understand what is it, then understand that how it is being created, only then you will be able to reply how. And this is the sample cover page of the project report and this could be included, right? ये आप include कर सकते हैं. Title of the project है, by students full name, enrollment number under the guidance of this submitted. तो ये आपने ऐसा ही cover page भी include करना है. So these points you have to keep in mind and you have to keep involving. Like this is for the award of the degree of MCA year of submission, right? So in this way you can do it. So I think I have made myself clear. If you have understood the points, audience over here, if you have understood the points, if I have tried to clarify all the doubts, if you have understood, please do like, share, comment and subscribe, and do share among all of your friends. Again I am saying, to help you people out, we are here online with a training. Do not miss that training. This training is going to build the confidence in you to prepare your projects by yourself. You just have to select the proper guide and then you can prepare it. but you can help yourselves with the help of this sort of training, and we will be involving these sort of trainings in betweens. But in order to allow us to help you, you have to help yourselves also, right? और प्लीज सिर्फ अपने बारे में मत सोचिए, वी शुड ग्रो टुगेदर। अगर हम किसी दूसरे का भला चाहेंगे तभी हमारा भला होगा। अगर आप सिर्फ अपना भला चाहेंगे तो जरूरी नहीं आपका भला होगा। इट वुड बी ऑलवेज बेटर इफ यू कीप शेयरिंग दीज थिंग्स। बहुत अच्छी तरीके से हम इसको करवाना चाह रहे हैं, एंड वी वॉन्ट टू मेक इट अ सक्सेस, बट हेयर वी वॉन्ट योर इन्वॉल्वमेंट ऑल्सो। And in your involvement, I specifically want the Ignou students to spread the message among everybody. Whosoever is interested they should not miss the training, and we will be very soon coming up with new things, right? So be with us, keep watching, keep sharing, and keep learning. Thank you.